They betrayed you. They wanted to destroy you, to bury you in the ashes of their deceit. But they failed. I can see the weight of all you've endured, the scars that tell your story. Now it's time for you to walk away from this fight.
I stood at the edge once, looking into the abyss, waiting for it to swallow me whole. I was broken, shattered like glass, scattered across the floor, jagged and dangerous. But I didn't fall. I didn't crumble beneath the weight. I took the pain, I took the fire, and I made it my own. There was no savior, no outstretched hand, no one to pull me back when the shadows crept in. It was me, just me. I felt the teeth of despair sink deep into my flesh. I've tasted the bitter poison of betrayal on my tongue. I've walked through storms that stripped me bare, left me raw, exposed, bleeding. I've heard the laughter of the world as it mocked me, daring me to fall apart, and yet I remain. I didn't stay standing out of hope. I didn't stay standing because of love or faith or light. I stayed standing because I refused to give them the satisfaction. Every wound, every scar, every loss, they became mine. They're etched into my skin, carved into my soul. Not as weaknesses, no, never as weaknesses. They are the proof of my endurance, the evidence of my defiance. The fire didn't consume me. It hardened me. The darkness didn't suffocate me. It sharpened my sight. The weight didn't crush me. It forged me. I am not the same as I once was. The person I used to be is dead, burned away in the fires of what I endured. I mourned that version of me once. Soft, naive, unscarred. But now I see the truth. That person wasn't meant to survive. That person wasn't strong enough to stand here now. It was the pain that gave me purpose. The suffering that gave me strength. The world tried to break me. But instead, it taught me how to bend without snapping. I don't feel regret anymore. I don't feel pity. I don't feel mercy. Not for myself, and not for anyone who stood in my way. Because I learned that the world doesn't reward the kind. It doesn't protect the weak. The world devours them. So I became indigestible. I learned to carry the weight of my own survival. No one carried it for me. No one helped me shoulder it. Every burden, every chain, every agonizing step, I bore them alone. And in doing so, I became something else. Something more. I don't ask for understanding. I don't ask for forgiveness. I don't need anyone to see the battles I've fought, or the nights I spent clawing my way out of my own mind. I am not here to be admired. I am not here to be pitied. I am here because I refuse to be anywhere else. I have faced what would destroy others. I have stared into the face of despair and gritted my teeth as it tried to consume me. It didn't win. Nothing won. The pain tried to own me, but I ripped myself free. The scars tried to define me, but I wear them as armor now. The voices tried to tell me I was nothing, but they were wrong. I was never nothing. I was becoming. Every scream, every tear, every drop of blood, none of it was wasted. It was all fuel. Fuel for the fire inside me. The one that won't go out. I didn't survive out of luck. I didn't survive because of some divine favor. I survived because I chose to. Every time I was knocked down, I got back up. Not because I wanted to. Not because it was easy. But because I refused to stay down. Pain has no power over me anymore. I've worn it like a second skin for so long that it's a part of me now. Fear doesn't touch me. Regret doesn't haunt me. I don't have the luxury of weakness. Weakness is a disease I cured myself of. Every moment I wanted to give in, I reminded myself of who I could become. Not who I was, not who they thought I should be, but the unbreakable version of me that I was carving out of stone with every choice, every battle, every wound. I don't need vengeance. I don't need recognition. I don't need anyone to understand what I've been through or why I am the way I am. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is this. I am still here. I will never apologize for what I've become. The pain didn't kill me. The betrayals didn't kill me. The loneliness didn't kill me. And because they didn't kill me, they made me stronger. Stronger than I ever thought I could be. I am the product of every battle I've fought. Every tear I've shed. Every piece of myself I thought I lost. Only to discover it again. Sharper, harder, invincible. I owe nothing to anyone. I owe everything to myself. Because I made it. Because I survived. Because I rose when the world wanted me to fall. I don't fear the storms anymore. I don't fear the fire. I don't fear the weight of the world or the shadows that follow me. Because I am the storm. I am the fire. I am the weight. I am the shadow. There is nothing left to fear. Nothing left to break. I am whole. Not because I'm unscarred, but because I'm made of scars. What didn't kill me made me more than strong. It made me unstoppable. And now, as I stand here, I dare the world to try again. I dare the pain to come for me. I dare the darkness to reach for me. Because it will fail. It will always fail. I am unyielding. I am unbreakable. And I am just getting started.
Why does he hate his past self?
Because he's terrified of returning to the person he used to be.
Who was he?
A monster, unrecognizable even to himself.
I am what I am because the world willed it. Because the world stripped away the soft edges of my soul and carved me into something unyielding. It broke me, piece by piece, until I learned to stop trying to hold the fragments together. It tore at my mind, my body, my spirit, until all I had left was the rawness of survival. And in that moment, in that fire, I was forged. I stopped being what I was and became what I am. I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. But the world doesn't care for what you ask. The world never cared for my kindness or my mercy. It only saw my vulnerability as a weakness and sank its claws in deep. And when the blood spilled, it laughed. The world laughs at the broken. It revels in the fall, delights in the shatter, but it does not offer its hand. So I stopped expecting hands. I stopped expecting safety or grace or the gentle touch of redemption. I learned to build myself from the jagged pieces, to stand on the ruins of what I was. The world wanted to see me crawl, so I learned to walk with broken legs. It wanted to see me cry, so I burned my tears away. And when it wanted to see me surrender, I looked it in the eye and said, "Not me, never me." They don't know what it takes. They don't know what it feels like to be remade by pain. To have every ounce of softness burned out of you until all that's left is steel and fire. They see the strength. They see the resilience. But they don't see the cost. They don't feel the scars beneath the armor. But I do. I feel them every day. I used to wonder why the weight of the world fell heavier on me than on others. Why the betrayals cut deeper. Why the losses hit harder. But now, I don't wonder anymore. I don't ask the stars for reasons or beg the heavens for answers. The truth is simple. I was meant to break. I was meant to fall apart. Because what I am now, this version of me, could only be born from destruction. You don't get to become this strong without first being utterly shattered. So, yes, I am what I am because the world made me this way. And maybe that's what it wanted all along. Maybe it needed me to learn that softness doesn't save you. That the world doesn't reward kindness or innocence. It punishes them. It strips them away until all that's left is the raw will to survive. That's the currency of this world. Survival. And I've paid for my place in blood. I've paid in sleepless nights and empty days, in the cold weight of loneliness and the bitter sting of betrayal. I've paid with every part of me that was once whole and unbroken. And what did I get in return? Strength. Unshakable, unrelenting strength. The kind of strength that can't be taken away because it was earned, not given. They think they know me, but they don't. They see the surface, the mask, the armor. But they don't see the war inside. The battles I fight every day to stay standing, to keep going, to not fall into the abyss the world tried to drag me into. They don't see the ghosts that linger, the voices that whisper in the dark. They don't see the weight I carry, the burden of every scar, every wound, every memory. But I see it, I feel it, and I carry it. Because I can, because I must, because if I don't, who will? The world didn't leave me any other choice. It took away every escape, every easy path, every soft landing. And so I learned to fight. I learned to endure. I learned to become something that cannot be broken. I don't seek pity. I don't need anyone's understanding or approval. I don't care if they think I'm too much, too hard, too cold. Let them think what they want. Their opinions are weightless. Their judgments irrelevant. They didn't walk my path. They didn't feel the fire. They didn't bleed for this. So they don't get a say in who I am or what I've become. I am what I am, and I won't apologize for it. Not now, not ever. Because this is what the world made me. This is what it demanded, and if they don't like it, that's their problem, not mine. I refuse to shrink for their comfort. I refuse to soften for their convenience. I refuse to bend or break or bow. I will not go back to what I was. I can't. That person doesn't exist anymore. What exists now is someone who knows their worth. Someone who knows that survival isn't just about staying alive. It's about rising above. It's about becoming something more than the pain, more than the scars, more than the darkness. It's about standing tall in the face of everything that tried to destroy you and saying, I'm still here. So here I am, unbroken, unyielding, unapologetic. The world may have made me this way, but it doesn't control me. It doesn't define me. I define myself. I take the pain and turn it into power. I take the scars and turn them into stories. I take the darkness and turn it into fire. So let the world throw whatever it wants at me. Let it try to break me again. I've already been to the edge. I've already faced the abyss, and I came back stronger. I came back with the knowledge that I cannot be defeated, not truly, because I am what I am. And that's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything. There was a time when I was like them, cold, dim, fragile, waiting for someone else to light the way. But that time is gone. It was taken from me, torn apart and thrown into the pit. I could have died there. I could have disappeared. I could have become nothing. But instead I chose to burn. I chose to let every betrayal, every insult, every wound become fuel. I chose to let the pain sharpen me instead of break me. When fire feeds on fire, it becomes unstoppable. It grows until it consumes everything in its path. Now, nothing can stop me. Not the weight of their doubt, not the force of their hatred. They think they know strength. They think they've seen power. They haven't. Not until they've stood in my flames. I have no use for the soft hands of comfort, for the quiet whispers of hope. I don't need a light at the end of the tunnel, because I am the light. I burn through the darkness. I tear it apart until there is nothing left but ash and smoke.